I'm going to show you the old way first for two reasons. One, to show you how much quicker the new way is. And two, to also show you the use of a color sniffer, which you may not need right here with this particular maneuver, but you are sure to use and need at some point during your work with PowerPoint. So as you can see, what I'm doing is going and selecting the shape that I want the photograph to be. I cover the photograph with that shape. Then I send the shape to the back, the photograph to the front, and now I'm going to blend the two. As you can tell, there's a lot of intense kind of work involved here with using the sizing tools to get that photograph and that new shape exactly aligned. And now there's one other piece of work that's going to come up too. I've got to exactly match the background of the photograph with the background of the new shape. How do I do that? I do that with what is called a color sniffer, and let me show you how that works. There are a variety of color picker or color sniffer tools out there. I like color sniffer. So simply type in color sniffer in your favorite search engine and you will be able to download this free tool. And this free tool allows you to sniff or find out the exact red, green, blue numbers that produce the 6 million or so colors that web browsers are capable of. Once you have the color sniffer downloaded and installed and you launch it, your dialog box will look like this. And the key area to focus on is that little magic wand in the bottom left corner. Left click on it and drag it to the color that you want to analyze. And as you'll see, doing so gave me the exact red, green, blue numbers that I want to reproduce in my shape fill. So next, let's reproduce that exact color by using the custom color toolbar under shape fill. After opening up the color toolbar, we plug in the three numbers for red, green, and blue. In this case, because the color is gray, all the numbers are the same. But I take the R number and put it in the red of the color fill box, green, and then blue. And as you see on the bottom right, it reproduces that color. I click OK, and now the background of my photo and the color fill of my new shape I created for it match exactly. Now, let's change the shape of the picture the easy way, the 2007 way. Simply select the picture and go up to Picture Shapes and have a blast. You can make that picture any shape you want. You can apply any effect you want, whether it's a drop shadow, a reflection, soft edges, inner glow, outer glow. How about a little bit of bevel? Let's do some bevel. 3D rotation. You can do anything to that shape that you can possibly imagine without Photoshop and without hassle, with a simple click of the mouse. And that's one of the true beauties of this 2007 program. Okay, next we're going to put in our caption underneath the cupola, the phrase Tech Committee, and we'll be using our same camel caps technique, as well as gray toning one part of the phrase and leaving the other part of the phrase, the important part of the phrase, in black. We will use our Myriad Pro body text again, same point size as presenter David Taylor, and use our grid lines to get it centered perfectly. Next, we're going to get the image that represents what this presentation was about, TeXtMesh Camtasia Studio program. My favorite way to get images for the PowerPoint is Google's image search program. Why limit yourself to the very small number of images found on sites like the Microsoft Image Search? As you know, Google tries to index every website in the world, including all the images on those websites. So I like to use Google Image Search for spot photography, nothing that's going to be blown up big because they're all very small web images. Once I have found that image, Be sure that you click on it. That will open up the thumbnail, and be sure to click on the link directly above that, which is to the full size version of that image. And so make sure it's going to have enough data in it, and so you need something around 100, 150, 200 K in order for it to show up well in your PowerPoint. As usual, to save an image off the web, all you do is right click on it, pull down to copy image. That puts the image on your clipboard, and then you simply return to your PowerPoint and insert that image directly into your PowerPoint, which is what we're doing here. I'm going to resize it, position it, and then we're going to be ready for the last step, which is to do our animations for this first slide. As part of our animation, we're going to have the title of the presentation appear in white on the black background whenever the Camtasia Studio image flies in. To do that, we're going to create a text box that will contain our title, and then we're going to put that title in white text so it will not be visible until the black background surrounds it. Another technique that I want to offer to you for your titles has to do with character spacing. One way to make your titles stand out is, once you have the point size where you want it, once it's centered in the place you want it, go to the font menu in the character spacing dialog box, and if you increase the space between the characters, you'll find that your titles stand out a little bit more and look more like titles rather than just ordinary text. Okay, it looks like we've got this text box taken care of now. We're going to put the black image back on top of it, and we're ready to apply some zoom in and some color typewriter animations to make this clip look like the one that we started off with. As I slide the Camtasia image over to the left to get some separation between it and the word tech, notice how the black image bleeds off the left of the slide. That's fine. That's actually something that you want, because bleeding off the left over there is not going to be visible to the viewer. But what's going to happen is that you're not going to have any gap on that edge at all. That's going to give you a full bleed, the image running all the way to the very edge and over the edge of the slide. To animate something, you first select or highlight it, then you go up to Add Effect, where you can animate its entrance, its exit, or add an emphasis to it. We're going to entrance the color typewriter. In other words, we're going to make the words David Taylor come in as if they're being typed in. And with a color typewriter, you have to go in and change the colors that accompany the entrance of the letters. It's not good to have a lot of different colors flying around in this instance, so it's good to change those colors to either gray or black. In the color animation toolbox, you can also change timing. And my rule is the faster the better. Unless there's a reason for something to come in slower than the very fast setting, I go ahead and leave it very fast. Also notice that after setting something in animation and clicking OK, it will play that animation for you for demonstration purposes. Now let's animate the Camtasia Studio image. We select it, go back up to Add Effects, the entrance of course. In this case we're going to do a faded zoom. A faded zoom on entrance goes from nothing to the big image, and it does the opposite on the exit. And again, we want to leave that timing as very fast. Another thing to point out is that both of our effects are taking place on click. Since I will be narrating this video, I want these animations to take place when I tell them to. Okay, let's play back our slide and see how we did. You can initiate the slideshow by clicking on Slideshow down at the bottom of the custom animation window. You can also initiate a slideshow by clicking on the little projector icon down at the very bottom of the screen. If for some reason you can't see either of those two, you can go up top, click on Slideshow, and then choose from the beginning or from current slide. Okay, let's start this and see how we did. Hello to everyone on the Tech Committee. This is David Taylor, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to this presentation on how to use Camtasia to produce videos for the WebTyco classroom. Okay, not bad. Our typewriter function looks a little sticky, and we'll have to work on that.